Welcome back to More Than Couture. I'm your host, Kivani Couture. A little humble, but not too much, because I'm a Leo. Y'all know how that
Period.
goes.
Big Leo vibes. Big Leo vibes.
And today we have our first guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Zenobia Amante, Zenobia the Hustler, Zenobia.
Period. Girl, see, you got a little catchphrase already. Like,
You know, I
it's
like to come
natural.
prepared for you, you know.
Okay. And just a little background, we used to work together.
Yes.
At this point, it was a long time ago because
Can you
we
believe
started it all
It'll
together.
be 5 years ago this
Yeah.
year. That's crazy to think about. Like, it's been that long, but
Yeah, girl.
we didn't know each other really that long.
Yeah. It's so funny because it don't feel like it was 5 years ago.
It literally feels like we were working there yesterday.
Like a year ago or something like that. Like,
wow, time flies. Time flies, life flies, things change.
It's so crazy because in my mind, I used to work there last year, but I didn't work there last year at all.
What's crazy is thinking about how many jobs you've had since then, and it's like, wow, it really don't seem like it was that long ago, but it really was that long ago.
Yeah. See, you left when it was still fun.
I did. I said, yep, I see where this is going. I'm out.
You left while it was still fun because we used to have a good time. We used to have too much fun at the job.
No.
We used to be in there playing.
Oh, yes.
Playing.
Absolutely.
It was like a grown-up daycare. That's exactly what it was.
That's what we used to go. I said, this ain't nothing but adult high school right here.
Girl,
then like lunch break, because we used to have like a legit cafeteria that would serve food sometimes. Like, it felt like legit high school.
Yeah.
You couldn't have your phone in class, which was the work floor.
Right.
It felt like high school.
Child, it was.
What a time.
It was very, I have to say, that was high key, that was like one of the funnest jobs I ever had in the beginning.
And honestly, it was so fun because the people that we worked with,
nobody
took anything seriously.
That's what it was. It was the people that we worked with. That's because it was an adult daycare. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
It was fun. It was real fun. Then even it went downhill, and then the pandemic, it went down real fast. It was just
because I left.
It was
I left in the top of 19, so I left like a year before the pandemic.
Yeah. Anyways, that's just a little backstory on us, how we know each other. But yes, today we are here to talk about fat phobia, fat acceptance, body positivity, all of the things.
All the things. All the things, girl.
Yes. And speaking of, you've lost weight.
Yes. And I will say a lot of, I want to go ahead and put this rumor to rest because I've heard, but I haven't addressed it yet publicly. Mm-hmm. I did not have the surgery. Nothing against the surgery girlies, but I did it. I lost this weight very much so naturally. I got sick at one point. So it was a combination of illness and then new employment kept me really busy. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to put that rumor to rest right quick because it was people really out here asking their friends who knew me. And I was like, come on, y'all. Y'all would, first of all, like you said, I'm a Leo. So everybody got to know what's going on with me. Mm-hmm. You would have known if I was in the hospital laid up having surgery. I would have been like, hey, I'm about to make a whole reel about this experience.
Right. So I never thought that because I seen you like post yourself like working out and stuff. So I just assumed you.
People, really, it was quite a few people out there that thought that. And I've actually had people ask me and I was like, no. No. And even before, like, once again, no offense to the surgery girlies because I know girls that really had it for their health, literally for their health, not for vanity purposes.
Right.
And knowing how much that surgery helped them, helped their health, helped their body, I'm never going to knock it. But for me, even when I looked into it, it just seemed too invasive for me. Mm-hmm. Not to say that, you can do other things to lose weight because my sickness, funny enough, came from my own vanity of wanting to be skinny. Mm-hmm. I actually suffered from 2 kidney stones back to back in 2022. And they were caused due to me taking metformin.
I don't even know what that is.
So metformin is a diabetic weight loss drug. So I know you've probably been hearing about the girls getting the
so I heard about
injections.
the diabetic drugs.
Yes.
Okay.
So way back when, this was like before I even met you. This was college for me. I was taking 10 milligram metformin or like 5 milligram metformin because I was taking half a pill at one point in the morning and at night. And I was not a diabetic, but one of the beautiful things I would say, well, no, I'm not going to say beautiful things. One of the side effects of most diabetic medications is that it causes you to drop weight because of what the medication does. It separates, if you eat anything bad, anything greasy, anything oily, it literally separates the oil from your body and makes you release it. So I'm in college. You know, college food ain't that great.
Well, you know, the infamous freshman 15.
Freshman 15, right. All of that great. And I'm still taking the pill pretty much up until I think I stopped taking it like maybe halfway through my junior year, maybe my senior year. But come to find out, taking it for that long, not having diabetes, just taking it for weight loss. Granted, I dropped maybe like 50 pounds with that. I didn't even drop a lot of weight, like weight to make it significant. One of the side effects is it affecting your kidneys and you having kidney stones. So that was one of my side effects, unfortunately, and I didn't really end up feeling them until
later on down the road.
Way later on down the road. And talking to when I ended up going to the hospital, talking to the doctor at the hospital, he was like, "You probably had that kidney stone since you started taking the medication."
Wow.
And you never knew.
Wow.
So that's why now the injections of the Ozempic and all of that, I'm just like, please stop, because I do not want you to be in pain. Like, I was in pain, and some people attribute it to, you know, your water intake. I'm a girl that drinks water all day long. I carry a water bottle with me. It's not that. It was literally the medication attacking my kidneys because diabetes affects your kidneys.
Right, and you didn't have diabetes.
I didn't have diabetes.
So, yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
See, this is why we need to talk about stuff, because it's like you don't even know, you trying to do one thing and then it's side effects. All these medications got side effects.
Every medication has a side effect, and don't get me wrong, I'm a person that if you need to take a medication that makes you healthy, do that. But if I knew then what I knew now,
if you could find an alternative,
I would have found an alternative.
Right.
I would have absolutely. I mean, granted, of course, the number one alternative is to get in the gym and eat healthy. But who wants to do that at the age of 19? Not me. I just wanted to be skinny and in college.
Eating healthy is so it's so hard.
Even as an adult with a decent amount of money now, it's like salad, chips, and salsa.
I'm going to eat both, but that's just me personally.
I'm going to take both. But if I have to choose, I'm definitely taking the chips and salsa.
For me, I love salad, so...
You just got to be different, don't you?
I love salad. Like, I will go out of my way to go get a salad.
I saw a very funny tweet yesterday. It was this girl, and I don't know why it made me laugh so hard, but she said, "I love Greek salad. I want to be a Greek salad."
I don't want to be a salad.
And I was like, that's so funny because I feel the same way about chicken Caesars, but I don't want to be a chicken Caesar, but I get it. I get it.
Though, like...
Or a good Chick-fil-A side salad. Hold the tomatoes.
Not the side salad.
The side salad. I can't eat a whole Chick-fil-A salad. I can't eat a whole Zaxby salad.
I don't like Zaxby salad either.
You don't like Zaxby salad?
I only had it one time, but...
You know, you might cause a little controversy on the app with that. Because, you know, Zaxby salad is like a sacrilegion up and like not liking it is like sacrilegious to some people. It's like, what?
I had it one time.
And you were like, do you think it was the Zaxby's you got it from?
It could be. Like I said, I only had it at one time, but you know,
I say give it a second spin.
I give
it and
a
tell
second
them add
spin.
double chicken this time. That's probably what she was missing.
Okay, but that grilled, what is it? The grilled market salad at Chick-fil-A. That's my favorite salad. With the apple cider vinaigrette.
I like, what is it? The avocado lime.
I used to eat the avocado
lime. That one. That's my favorite.
That used to be my favorite until one day they didn't give me. I asked for the avocado lime and they accidentally gave me the vinaigrette, and I be eating the vinaigrette.
You know, that's always how it happens with Chick-fil-A. It's like, oops, I gave you the wrong thing, but you might needed this. you might have needed this.
Yeah, and literally, like, I'm not a big sauce person, so like they'll give me 2 packets. I'll use 1 packet, and I put the other packet in my. I have packets of it in my refrigerator.
As you should. That's the black thing. You should.
Yeah,
You should always save your sauce.
Yeah, so I'm like, if I make a salad at the house, I could just. Yeah, that's my jam. Okay, so speaking of you losing weight, so I know like the body positivity movement. A lot of people see losing weight as fat phobic. What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's such an interesting take. So, I'm a big Twitter girl. Follow me on Twitter, and
Girl, at where?
at _ all eyes EYEZ on ZEE.
Okay.
There you go. I probably should have said that first. But I often come across the tweets of going to the gym is fat phobic. And it's like, is it really fat phobic? Or is it the intention behind it is fat phobic? And I actually saw a girl make a TikTok about that.
Okay, it's the intention.
It's an intention. So like,
right.
I'll even use myself as an example. Me wanting to lose weight in college, my intention was to be skinny so people would look at me in college. Not because I wanted to be healthy, not because I wanted a better outlook on life, not because I wanted a better mental health, not because I wanted to feel good about myself. It was, I want to be skinny so people can look at me. When people talk about the intention of going to the gym to lose weight, if your intention, or even going to the gym to lift, like that's what I like to do. I'm not really a cardio girl. I
hate cardio.
I hate cardio.
Hate it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I will bust a quick 2-step in a Zumba class.
That's different though.
A hip hop workout class.
No, that
you might get me.
Active, right? That's different.
But like me hopping on a treadmill, I can't see it for myself. But I will say, if your intention of going in the gym is, I'm going to do leg day to day to make my legs stronger so I can walk longer, or I can stand longer at my job, or I can move quicker at doing whatever I want to do, not because I want I want my butt to look big because I want to feel good about my butt, not because I want guys to look at my butt, or I want people to notice me because I'm skinny and tell me I look good. Like, you should want to feel good for yourself. And I feel like that's a lot of inner growth, inner confidence you have to work on before you can even get to the step of saying, like, I want to lose weight. Most plus size women start off losing weight to get the attention of people, not to lose weight for themselves.
Right.
Not to lose weight to be able to do more with your body. Like, one of my big things I really want to work on this year is getting my flexibility back. I cheered for 15 years. I was incredibly flexible. So one of the things that I've been holding myself to, I said by the end of March, I have to get myself in some type of yoga class or some type of flexibility class so I can start working on that, because I've lost the weight now. Now it's time to bring the strength back from the flexibility.
Right.
Lifting is great. Don't get me wrong. I love lifting, and I probably should go a whole lot more often. So if my trainer sees this, he's probably going to be like, you ain't been to the gym in months. What are you talking about lifting for? You ain't seen the inside of the weight room in years. That's what he's probably going to say.
Girl, it's okay, as long as you get back
when I do go to the gym, I prefer to lift. So, because it's nothing like feeling strong. Nobody, as my trainer says, nobody complains about being weak. Nobody complains about being strong. They only complain about being weak.
That's true.
And I was like, that's
that
when
is
he said
true.
that, I was like, wow, I guess I should get back to these farmer carries. Absolutely.
See, I love that for you. See, me, I did one of them little, when you sign up for the gym, they be like, you get a session with a personal trainer.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, you know how they do when they be like, oh, you get a free session with the gym. Hold on, I gotta tell you. So I signed up. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling the man. So at the time I was smaller than I am now, a lot smaller, like I'm like 40, 50 pounds smaller than I am right now. So I went in there and I told the man, I'm like, I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to be a slim, thick goddess. That's what I'm coming there.
Slim, thick goddess.
So, the problem you was having with the gym, I had the opposite problem. I'm like, I'm trying to gain the weight. I'm trying to have a big old curvy body, yada, yada, yada.
So you thought you was just
So
gonna walk out of there with a scissor BBL
no,
after 3 sessions,
no, no, no,
huh?
no. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So the man, he went in there. He was like, "You don't need to gain any weight." So at this time, I was in my BMI. He was like, "You don't need to gain
Yeah,
any
they
weight."
go a lot of the trainers at the gyms, because my trainer is a former trainer at a gym. He works out of like a contracting gym, if that's the best way to put it, where like you bring your clients there and you train out of there and you pay like small
Yeah,
percentage or
yeah,
whatever.
because a lot of the like Ghost Gym and all
Yeah,
them, they
like
like
those guys.
you're not
There
allowed to
is
have a
so
personal
many
trainer.
stipulations around
Right.
their training, but like if you're within the BMI, they're gonna tell you not to gain weight because that's what they're told to do.
Right.
But if we know as black, and one of my big things is always whenever I do anything, I try to get somebody that looks like me because they'll understand me.
He was black.
Yeah, that's because he had to go by what was told to him at
He need to
the
go on
gym.
somewhere. I was like,
I guarantee you, if he was outside of those four walls, he probably would have told you, okay, you want to get a butt, you want to get some thighs, this is what we gonna do.
I'm like, listen, sir, I'm trying to gain weight. So at the time, I was close to my quote unquote I was towards the end of a quote unquote healthy weight for myself, but I was still small. Like even now, like I'm what? I am 40 pounds overweight, which sounds crazy, but I'm not that big. Like I'm a regular size.
So BMI, if I'm not mistaken, and anybody can correct me in the comments, I welcome that. BMI is based off of a Caucasian standpoint, not an African American one.
Not at all. Not even close.
We hear that you hear that so often, especially in health and lifestyle, that BMI is not for us.
Not at
BMI
all.
has never been for us. We have to worry about eating. We as black people have to worry about eating healthy, taking care of ourselves, because we succumb quicker to diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol.
Girl, that sounds like my
heart
daddy.
disease, like all of those things,
that.
all of those things quicker than we do. Like, and that's what I'm saying. That stuff is caused by our weight. Granted, BMI is built off of a white man's principle. To a degree, in a bubble, we have to follow it. So I believe in a bubble space around it. Like, I ain't saying you need to be 20 above your BMI because that sounds crazy. But like, if you like 5, 7 above, it's like, all right, that make a little bit of sense for you.
I mean, it depends. It just all depends.
And it's also how you wear your weight. Like, I love the TikToks on that be like, everybody be like, girl, you wear your weight well. You grow your weight well. My knees hurt. And it was like, growing up, that was all I heard was you wear your weight so well. And I'm like, bruh, my knees hurt. My ankles are in shambles right now. I have just cheered a 4-quarter football game. My body hurt.
Yeah, and just going back to like black people and like our diet and all that, how that stuff plays a factor into our health. Like my dad is super active. Like he does landscaping. He has his own janitorial service, so he's always moving. He got high blood pressure, high cholesterol. He had a heart attack last year. He had to have surgery to, open up his arteries and stuff. So,
9 times out of 10, all of that is probably hereditary, especially if he's as active as he is. They probably have told him that's not.
No, it's not. I'm going to tell you what it is.
He a bad eater, ain't he?
It's because of his eating habits.
He's a horrible eater. Dad eat whatever he want to eat. I live.
It's because... Like I said, like he literally is going
so
all
day.
He
doesn't pack a lunch for work, does he?
Right. No, he doesn't. So he eats a lot of fast
Your dad,
food.
much like my father, found out the same way. And my dad's was when he found out when he had to have his hip surgery. So my father was in a really bad motorcycle accident years ago. Like I was in 7th grade. And it separated his pelvis to the point that about 10 years later he had to have a hip replacement. Now he's had both hips replaced. But when he had the first one, he had to drop a significant amount of weight. That's when he found out he was a diabetic. That was when he found out a lot of things. And it was like, oh, I really got to start taking care of myself.
Girl.
Granted,
Go ahead.
This guy was getting lunches packed by my mom every day. Like my mom was a lunch packer for me and my sister growing up. Like I never ate school lunch. I think I started eating school lunch at like a high school.
Right.
So even down to growing up and being a plus size girl and being having my lunch packed for me. My mom would make all of the necessary, adjustments for my diet. Like, we stopped drinking 2% milk and went to 1% milk because my pediatrician said that will help them drop weight. Me and my sister were both plus size our entire life. We have come to the conclusion that was nothing but hereditary. Like,
Right.
I could have ate the healthiest. Like, I remember sitting one day and thinking back, like, my mom really, we were not like chronic McDonald's children. We were not chronic fast foods eaters. My mom cooked a lot, like, and she didn't cook with salt. Like, even to this day, I really don't cook. Like, it take a lot for me to cook with salt. And people are like, why does it take a lot? I'm like, I didn't grow up cooking with salt. I had two parents that had high blood pressure. So that's not something I ever grew up cooking with. So even down to like stuff like that, growing up and knowing like I wasn't a chronic fast food eater. I was super active because I cheered and I had my black belt in Taekwondo. So it wasn't like anything I didn't do.
Right.
So it came down literally one day to saying like, okay, is this me not being active? Is this me not eating well? Or is this hereditary and it's just going to have like my body will recomposite itself, which I truly think that's what's happening now is my body's recompositing itself as I get older. Now, I don't know about this recomposition stage because it's getting a little crazy out here because nothing fits.
That's what comes with it.
But I think that part of it is hereditary, but also part of it is like you said, it's the eating habits. It's the taking care of yourself. Like, if he's not packing a lunch,
No.
he gonna eat whatever is out there on the road.
And you know what's so, like, speaking of genetics, so funny enough, this was years ago. This was maybe like 10 years ago. So my dad and my uncle, they're talking or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I went to the doctor. The doctor told me I was pre-diabetic. And he was just like, man, the doctor, that's crazy. Like, so then they found out they was going to the same doctor. They're like, this doctor tell everybody they pre-diabetic.
Nope. And the whole time they was both pre-diabetic, won't they?
But they, in their mind, they
and the doctor just told everybody that they pre-diabetic.
In their mind, they're like, it's the doctor. The doctor is saying everybody is pre-diabetic.
The doctor didn't go to school for 10 years.
Pre-diabetic. He said you was pre-diabetic. It's the doctor. Do y'all know y'all come from the same bloodline?
The doctor didn't go to school for all them years. The doctor ain't do a residency. The doctor knows nothing.
But the thing is, my dad, I'm pretty sure he is pre-diabetic because my dad loves sweets.
So let me ask you this. So one thing that I was taught, because I grew up around, I hate saying it like this, I grew up around a lot of diabetics. Both my grandparents were diabetic. My dad is a diabetic now. Is he chronically thirsty?
I wouldn't even know. Even if he is always thirsty,
if he's like always like active, I need something to drink, not even like that, like he just chilling around the house and he like, my mouth dry, I need something to drink. I don't know. Okay, well, that's one of the telltale signs. It's people that chronically they drink a lot of, like, you drink, but you like, why are you drinking that much? Yeah. Like, that's a little out of hand. That chronically thirsty, always wanting sweets. Of course, that's like the number one telltale sign.
He loves sweets.
But even then, it's still like sometimes the chronic sweets thing, that could just be a natural, just sweet tooth type thing.
He has a big sweet tooth. Well, yeah. So, I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. If the doctor is telling him and his brother that they
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know.
I ain't gonna say the doctor right, but they ain't wrong.
I don't know, because my grandma, she doesn't have diabetes, and my grandfather, before he passed, he didn't have diabetes either. He had a whole lot of things, but diabetes wasn't one of them. My grandfather had like 4 different cancers, and he had high blood pressure and all the stuff. You know, he had a stroke at one point, but diabetes.
Granddad was just out here thugging it for a while, huh?
He was. He thugged it out to the end. Ultimately, he died from cancer, or I guess pneumonia, which was a side effect from his cancer. But yeah, he lived a long life. So
you just trying to figure out why y'all like this?
What y'all got going on?
Y'all too, you too, right
you
there.
You too. Y'all got something going on. Both of y'all got pre-diabetic. But yeah, since my dad has heart attack, he been more conscious of what he eats.
Yeah. So One thing I'll say is when my dad had his first hip replacement, he had to drop a significant amount of weight for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of made him a lot more conscious in his eating habits, like what he eats, how much he eats, even like, and I commend him a lot because I'm like, you lost a significant amount of weight, like, and you really lost it, like you put your all into it because you knew how important that surgery was to you. And I think back now, like, that surgery did him so much justice because he was in a lot of pain. Like, first of all, having a hip separated, and it was only separated by like an inch maybe, but that inch make a difference.
Girl, just and all that stuff just make me make me tense up.
But no, it was so funny because I saw this TikTok, and it was like physical therapist after you get a knee or a hip replacement, and he was like, "Hey, get up." And it's really like that because I have one of my coworkers at work is about to have a knee replacement, and I was like, she's so nervous, and I'm like, don't be nervous. I said, because you gonna wake up out that anesthesia, so that guarantee is gonna be a PT staring back at you like, hey, you ready to get up and walk?
Right.
I said, because they don't. I said, you think you laying in the bed all night after that replacement? Absolutely
No,
not.
because they're not gonna let you leave until they see you.
They can't sleep. So one of the things I found out, because my mom has had a knee replacement, my dad has had his hip replaced, both hips replaced. When they wake you up, they have to see you at least, I think you have to walk 30 feet down the hallway. You have to be able to walk. If you have stairs in your house, there's like they take you to the PT place. You have to walk up the stairs and down the stairs because you have to be able to get up and down.
Right.
They make you like sit up. They make you stand up. They make you sit down, things of that nature. But you have to be able to do those things before they can clear you to go home.
Right.
And I remember when they did it with my mom, I was like, why? I remember fussing. I was like, why are they getting you up so soon? She was like, do you want me to go home?
Right. They got to make sure you're able to function.
And thinking back now, like, we had stairs in the house then. I'm like, she really had a lot to overcome, especially getting a knee replacement. Like, she had to do the stairs. Our bedrooms were upstairs. Like, she had to walk down the stairs to get to where she would prop her leg up in the den. Like, she really had to work that knee in order to come home. And I was like, kudos to you. Pray I never have to go through it.
Right. No, for real. I think that, especially here in America, we don't take our health nearly as serious as we should.
Because YOLO. I blame Drake on that one.
Yeah. I mean, they was YOLOing before YOLO was a thing.
That's true.
I mean, we didn't just get here on our own. The previous generations definitely helped us get to this point. And, a lot of people have the mentality of, well, I'm going to die either way. So.
And it's like, you can have that mentality, but like, don't you want to live life to the fullest while you're here?
Right.
And that's kind of like, I have the same mentality of like, everybody meets God at some point. But while I'm here, I'm going to do the best with what I got.
Right.
Or rather, do the best with what he gave me. Because this, like, we only get one. We are not cats. We only get one. And I want to be able to do everything I could ever imagine and dream of doing, and anything God got planned for me in this life. And the only way to do it is if I'm healthy and I'm breathing and I'm able to do it. I can't fulfill a mission that I'm not here for.
Right.
And I think that that's something that our generation more recently has taken more seriously. It's like, okay, I got this life and I only got one. What I'm going to do with it?
Right.
And I think it differs from our parents' generation because they knew they had this life and they knew they had to make the best with it, but they made the best within a certain confines, whereas we're not seeing any boxes anymore. We don't see any walls anymore. We're literally, you and I both being content creators, we've taken a lane and made it ourselves. We're occupying a lane that people fear typically because they're scared to put their face out there. They're scared to put their name out there. They're scared to put their life out there. And I think that's what really gives us an advantage. It's like, we're creating our own lanes and we're like navigating them and making our own rules. And now the generation that comes after us is going to have to follow those rules like y'all had to follow the rules of the boomers.
Right. It's so crazy because it's like, when we were growing up, like being a YouTuber, a TikToker, social media, all having that as a career did not
It didn't make
exist.
sense.
It wasn't a thing.
What is it like? Oh, you gonna make it big on Vine, and it's like, well, yeah, DC Young Fly now has 85 South Show.
Right. It's like that stuff didn't even exist.
That it didn't
when we were kids.
exist.
So it's like, when I grow up, I want to be, whatever was available at the time.
I remember growing up, I wanted to be a teacher, a librarian, then I wanted to be a radio host when I was in high school. And then when I got to college, I majored in communications. Well, more specifically, interpersonal communications with a minor in sports management. Because I thought I was going to be the next Black Ron Paul. I thought I was going to have my own Clutch Sports. And then I started meeting athletes, and I was like, oh, no, y'all crazy. I don't want to manage none of you.
Girl, stay away from them athletes, honey.
Oh, I've had my fair share. Let me tell you something. Your favorite athlete likes big girls. You heard it here first. So sorry. It's a fact. It's a fact. They love us. I don't know what it is, but they do. It's kind of weird too.
Is it like, okay, so I know it's like people that like fetishize.
They weird too.
Like, have you ever experienced that?
Yes. So it's so funny because I was joking with a girlfriend of mine, two girlfriends of mine actually this past weekend, and I was like, it's like 12 plus size pretty girls in Richmond, like 12 of us. So the same guys will rotate through us, and we know we talk about you.
Exactly.
We know and we talk about you. But when I said 12, I was totally joking, but it's
slim pickings.
It's slim pickings. And it get weird real fast because you think that because I'm plus size, I'm going to do what you... Boy, please. You better get with it. This is princess energy only.
I feel that.
Act like you know.
Right.
Act like you know. Just because
I'm
I'm a plus,
yeah,
it's like just because I'm a plus size girl, I don't deserve princess treatment. Are you crazy?
Right.
Like, boy, what you can do for me, I can do 2 times over, and my daddy been doing it. So,
right.
What we saying? What can you do for me? What have you done for me lately?
In general, the men's they're pretty trash.
Now let me say this.
They pretty trash.
As a collective, I'm not gonna call them trash. Y'all need to hold y'all brothers accountable.
I'm gonna say y'all trash.
She gonna call y'all trash. I'm gonna say y'all need to hold y'all. The good ones need to hold the bad ones accountable.
The good ones have families, and they are taking
care
of.
The good ones have families.
They are protecting and providing, and they don't have time.
Let me say,
mentoring.
It's a handful of them that are protecting and providing. It's another handful of them that are protecting, providing, and still sliding in DMs.
Those are the ones that are trash that I'm talking about.
But they make it seem like they're protecting, providing, and being good men.
They exist the facade.
Too. I mean, I'm not going. So let me say this: I'm not going to bash every man, but as a collective, y'all need to hold y'all brothers accountable. As a collective, I want y'all to do better. As a collective, I want to see more. Because there's a lot of good black men I know, a lot of good young black men I know that don't want more. That's what it is. It's like, I'm satisfied in this. And the black woman of today, especially the millennial black woman of today, wants and craves more. And it's not a bad thing to want and crave more. We want and crave more within a confines that make sense.
Right.
And
they trying to gaslight us into making the things that we want feel like it's not like
that's
we want too much. And
that's
it's not I'm not asking for you to take me to the moon. I'm asking you to take me on a date. Like
that's literally
take me outside.
The millennial black woman ask for things of the millennial black man within a confines that make sense. And in the black man's mind, sometimes it doesn't click all the way until like years later. I swear to God. It doesn't. And I don't know what it is. It's like a lot of the guys I know, not even speaking on me, but a lot of the guys I know now, like that common sense is starting to click now. And I said, maybe the frontal lobe is closing. Maybe that's what it is. But even then, it's still like, it's like I knew, like the guys I've known for a while, it's like I knew when your frontal lobe closed, like I could tell. But like this is like a level of like this new air of maturity. Like I'm almost 30, I need to get my life together now. Like not even I need to get my life together. I'm almost 30 and I'm ready for something serious.
And they're still not ready.
Some of them aren't.
A lot of them are. You will be so shocked and so surprised. So me, I am 30. So the people that I've been dealing with for the past couple years have been 30, almost 30, whatever.
Have you ever dealt with anybody older, like almost like over 40?
I'm going to get to that.
Oh my.
Not me personally.
Oh,
but I have a friend. She is 36, I think. She's currently dating. The people that she's dating are in their late 30s and their early 40s.
Okay.
And it's the same shit.
So let me ask you this: are the guys that she is dating, or the people that she's dating, are they divorced?
It's a mixed bag. So we have some people that are divorced,
okay.
People who've never been married,
and some that have seriously dated that have had children.
Right.
Okay. So I always, I know this sounds bad, but I always say I learn from experience and I learn from asking questions. I'm gonna go ask them questions to that person, and you know exactly what I mean by that, because I feel like you get more insight and you get more truth from people that know you than from you.
That can be true sometimes.
Now, if you're not willing, if it's not serious enough for you to take that step and start asking them questions, I wouldn't even bother. Use entertainment purposes only. I believe some men are literally for entertainment purposes only, just like some men believe some women are for entertainment purposes only. So before the men even start trying to go in on me,
a lot of these men think that everybody is out here for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, so before the men start going in on me, it's both ends of the table. Some women use y'all for entertainment, y'all use us for entertainment, whatever the case. Now, what I will say is asking those questions and finding out like why a certain person acts a certain way can be beneficial.
It can be beneficial, and I'll say this. Once you get to a certain age, like
I shouldn't have to ask them questions no more. You need to grow up. Yeah.
Once you're 38, you're 39, you're 40, 41, 42. Let me tell you something. Let me wind it back.
Oh, Lord.
Just a smidge. I told my friend, she was dating these bums. 40 years old, living with brother, aunt.
Whoa! First of all, if you're 40 years old and you do not have your own place, don't even.
So hold on. So
you shouldn't be dating. You should be focusing on finding a home.
Exactly. But that's neither here nor there. So I told her, I said, get off that BOK app. Get off that BOK app, because I was like, I
heard BOK is like,
it's the bottom of the barrel.
It is. They say it's
the bottom of the barrel. So I
have not heard anything positive about that app ever.
I've never been on the app. But from what I've been hearing, it sounds like
bottom that, of the barrel. I think it was Badu. I think that was the other one.
I don't know nothing about Badu. But I told her, I said, back when I used to be on Tinder, I used to match with chefs, accountants, people with real...
Tinder had the dudes. They really did. One time I matched on there with when the Washington Redskins. This is how I'm about to confirm this. I can't remember the player's name, but he was a D lineman. And I remember when the Washington Commanders camp was in town, and he matched with me. He matched with me.
The training camp.
Yes. Camp. And I was like, this was like when they first came. He matched with me, and I was like, I was a little shocked. Like, is this real? Like, he was legit. Like, I went and looked it up on the roster. He was there. Mm-hmm. He was real. Like, he had gotten play time the season before, and we just never linked because I was scared. I probably fumbled the bag, but it's okay. I don't think I would have. I don't even know if I don't know if he's still playing, because that was like, when did they come? It had to be. This was when I was working at TP. Yeah. This was when I was working at TP. That was that summer of TP, and so that was like 2018. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a free burger. I was 23, living my best life. I turned 23 that summer. That was a lit summer. Girl,
Good times.
what a time to be alive.
Girl.
Ooh, girl. But no, like Tinder really had like the pick of the litter. Like if you wanted to meet
People
someone,
really be trying to downplay Tinder like it's the hookup app, but it's quality on there. I know people who like met their husband or wife on
that's
Tinder.
love.
So I don't know what people are like. Oh, it's the hookup app. It's the hookup. It's the hookup app if you want it to be a hookup app.
Exactly.
But
You can
it's
the real hookup app is Plenty of Fish.
really.
That's the real hookup.
I've never been on there either.
So I was on Plenty of Fish back then, and yeah, that was when I first dated. My first old man was off of Plenty of Fish. Yep, that old man looked crazy now because I saw him at the state fair like a year
How
and a
old
half
is this
ago.
old man?
So
Or what
if
was the age
any
gap?
man I declare an old man for me is
Like 10 plus.
35 or older, but they were like 10 plus when I was dating them. So I was dating that old man when
Girl, I thought you was going to say like 40.
No, I was like 21, 22. He was 37.
Oh no, that's too much.
Oh, I had a great time. He had his own house. He was in the military. Now, let me tell you something.
Military red flag on
That should have been my red flag, but my red flag, my real red flag was when I came over to his house. We were kicking it. He had like made us dinner, and then that man pulled out Jamaican rum with the one with the yellow and green label. That strong Jamaican rum, and that man took like 3 shots, and I was just like, you scared me. I don't know why I kept messing with him. I think we had like 2 more dates after that. And then I was like, yeah, nah, you too much for me. I'm gone. And then I literally walked past him at the state fair 2 years ago.
So now he's like 40 something.
Yes. And he looks crazy now. He looks
You got to be
crazy.
careful with them guys in the military.
Girl, he got out the military and
they a special breed.
it did a number on him, babes.
It's hit or miss with
He
them.
was not who I matched with on Plenty of Fish at that time. I'll tell you that.
Sad. Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
It happens though, you know. Growing up, let's keep it on dating. Like growing up, like dating. Like how was your experience?
That's so funny you asked that because I'm actually cool with both of my 2 out of the 3 ex-boyfriends I'm still cool with that I had growing up. Dating for me was kind of interesting. I used to have crushes on guys like all the time. Like even I think back to like my very first crush in elementary school, and I'm like, that guy did not like me back, and literally he did not like me back because I was fat. That would 9 times be out of 10. It was never because I wasn't cute. It was never because of my personality. It wasn't smart. I was fat. And, you know, I learned to, like, take that in stride, I guess. But the men that were able to see past that and actually date me and get to know me, I'm still cool with to this day. I think it's kind of funny, though, because even me being plus size in college, going back to homecoming and shit was interesting. And I have not shut up about this because it was like men were looking at me like they had never seen me before. And I'm like, same person, same personality.
Right.
Nothing has changed. Same tempo. Like, just, you're not messing with her. You messing with the new body.
Right.
So it was just very, it's very interesting to see how the switch up occurs. And I'm the type of person to tell you, like, I was the same person I was then.
Right.
The only thing that's changed is my exterior. My heart is still the same. My soul is still the same. My intentions is more than likely still the same. Like, nothing really changes when it comes to me. And I think that's what kind of gives me, I think that's one thing that I think people say that gives me an advantage. And a lot of people that really, really know me is saying, your personality is consistent. You don't change. Like, you've never really changed. And I think that I can credit that to just remaining humble. Like, I hate saying it like this, but all those guys that told me I was fat growing up kind of made me humble. Like, even now when people are like, oh, you're so gorgeous, I'm just like, what? That's weird. What do you mean? Like, I know I'm pretty, but like, that's weird. Stop.
Girl, you better take these compliments.
And I'm learning to take them now, but it's like, not to say that I wasn't ever told like I wasn't pretty or anything growing up, but it was just like, wow, like, the compliment out loud, that's a little weird, but I take it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, from my standpoint, like, from when we worked together, we was always cool. We
Yeah.
never, but we won't ever having
We
no,
never had like deep
yeah,
conversations.
But just knowing you as a person, like to me, you always carried yourself as a confident person. You were always well
Thank
dressed.
you.
You always put together. I mean, I feel like some people, I will say, people who did not grow up fat and they just they had kids or whatever happened and they
They
gained
have
weight
to learn their new body, as I say,
and they just kind of dress
how they feel like dressing.
frumpy in a way, and it's just like, girl, you don't got to dress like
I
that.
want to release all of the plus size girlies from the shackles of Torrid. Too so bad.
Because Torrid is expensive.
Torrid is expensive and terrible looking. That's the one thing. So I will say within the past like 2 years, you can tell like Lane Bryant has switched designers. Like you can tell like their design has like gotten better, and even shopping in the store, the experience is different. One thing I've always loved about Lane Bryant is their jeans. Like everybody talks about Torrid jeans, and I'm like, no, Lane Bryant is still to me the plus size jean. And you can tell they switched designers. Torrid, if they don't get it together, they ain't gonna have nobody shopping in there.
The only person I ever seen shop on Torrid is, I don't know if you've seen her, but her name is Amberlynn Reed. No. She's a YouTuber, and like,
I want to release her. She must be getting sponsored by Torrid.
She probably has done some sponsor content with Torrid, but she's just
it's not working. They need to go back to the
girl. Look her up one day. You gonna see like this girl has like a whole, like, people watch her content.
Not watch her content.
Like that's her whole thing. Her whole thing now is people watch her content. So she's like 500 pounds, and since the whole starting of her YouTube channel is supposed to be her losing weight to be healthier, live longer life. So she duped the people. I don't know what she over there doing. I don't know if she do the stuff on purpose or what, but they had me for a couple months. There are literally people who watch her content, make videos about her, telling like just, they're commentating on her not losing weight, and apparently it's a very deep rabbit hole. I'm
gonna have to look her up on TikTok, because I always say, if you want to find out any information, you want to find rabbit hole information, go on TikTok.
No, they're literally like 3-hour videos about this girl on YouTube. If you want to go okay, I'm gonna have to rabbit hole that one. If you want to go deep into a rabbit hole, you would just be like,
this girl crazy, end quote.
It's not even that the girl is crazy. It's the girl is supposed to be losing weight. She's not losing weight. That's the whole premise of.
Well, that's the whole premise of 1,000 Pound Sisters.
That too. Pretty much, she's basically.
But Tammy is getting better. I want the best for Tammy, because Tammy almost wasn't with us, so I really want the best for her. But Tammy gotta want the best for herself, and Tammy gotta work on her attitude.
That's the whole thing.
Because let me tell you something. If Tammy was my sister, she would have got cussed out several times. Like, who is you talking to? You can't even walk for yourself, and you talking crazy to me.
Okay, let's get on to reality TV and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that show, and then of course there's 600 Pound. 600 Pound Life.
So one of the funniest things I love about my 600 Pound Life is people always say, they be like, the people on my 600 Pound Life ain't never without a partner. And I was like, that's a bar right there, boy.
Never.
They ain't never not got somebody they with. I tell you that.
Literally watched episodes of my 600 Pound Life.
And everybody had somebody they was with, didn't they?
No, the partner's like, if you lose weight, I'm leaving you.
Oh,
excuse me?
Wait.
Yes, like in one of
I missed that episode. I need to find it.
It's a few episodes like that where the husband is like, no.
Okay, so that is a case of those
fetishes.
That fetish.
Yeah.
So one of the fetishes I think is kind of funny, because I think it's funny because the men that do have it, it doesn't matter what size you are. And it is the feeder fetish. Like, if you like feeding a woman because it will make her happy, which is like all men, because women are consistently hungry. We always want to eat when we're with
We
you.
hungry, but they want us to go in the cook in the kitchen and
No,
cook our
some
own
of us,
food. I know the
well,
feeders. They will like
buy your food,
to
and I like
eat.
the men that be like, "What you want to eat?" Now, granted, I don't know, so don't ask me that. But if you are a man that doesn't mind feeding a woman, you are a feeder. You find pleasure in feeding a woman. You're a feeder.
To a certain extent, because some of these people they just take it
Way too far.
overboard.
They do. They do. The feeders are like, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably like my fat girl fetish that I think is like pretty entertaining. I know it sounds so bad, but I think it's so entertaining. Um, but I will say that I think it's very weird. I don't agree with it by any, like, you should love someone and be with someone because you
Of
actually
the
care
inside
about,
of them.
yeah, you actually care about them.
And it's crazy because literally it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, a clip of divorce court. It's the old divorce court
Oh
too.
Lord. I sat down on Tubi and watched like all of the episodes of Divorce Court one day. And
With Judge Maybelline.
you can't watch all of them because they go through Maybelline and then they switch judges. Like they
See,
go through all of the judges.
I don't know what happened after her. I only watched her, so they lost me after that. But it was an episode where she was still the judge, and the guy, the husband, he wanted his wife to lose weight. He wanted her to lose 50 pounds, and she didn't lose the 50 pounds. So he was like, he wasn't attracted to her anymore, and he just wasn't into her like that because she didn't lose the 50 pounds. Mind you, he was big himself.
You know what? I hate that because it's been popping up a lot recently on Twitter. It's like the big dudes off of Facebook. They'll screenshot it off Facebook, which I think is funny. It'll be guys that'll be like at least 400 pounds, 450 pounds. They'll be like, I want a bad broad that can keep up with me, light skin, thick, no body fat. And I'm like, bro, you look like the dude that hid the pickles under his tongue on SpongeBob. Why are we doing this?
Girl. And it's just such a double standard for men. And you see it, especially in Hollywood. It's like if you're a bigger woman, it's hard for you to get roles, especially on the black side. I mean, really, it's like it's Monique and
even Monique ain't all that big no more.
Right. But, like back then,
Well, I'll say we have people like Danielle Pinnock, I believe that's her name. She's on Ghost on CBS. She's super talented.
TV, but I don't even.
Of course, we have people like Octavia Spencer, and I would love to see Lizzo in acting roles. Like people, I don't know what it is with the black community and their disdain for Lizzo because she's a pop girl, but Lizzo is like that girl. Like she's
very likable to me.
She's a likable girl, and I think that's what the thing about black people is, like, we want to be a little dislikable sometimes.
No, I think,
and I'm like, let her be 100% likable, guys. We like her.
No, it's double standard. Because let me tell you something. They just want to give black women in general a hard time. Anytime a black woman try to do something. Because what's his name? Lil Uzi Vert put out that I Just Want to Rock. That's not traditional hip hop song. It's very poppy.
It's not. You know what's crazy? When DJ Drama said that he thinks that Dreams and Nightmares is no longer the official song of Philadelphia, but I Just Want to Rock is, and I was like, whoa.
Now that's crazy.
Now that's a little crazy, DJ Drama. Just stick to the Gangsta Grills mixtapes.
That is really crazy.
That
I have not heard that.
That Cash Dog Gangsta Grills mixtape was really good though. She snapped.
I haven't heard it.
Postpartum did her justice.
Okay.
Not postpartum depression, but postpartum as in her raising her child did her justice.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check her out. But yeah, I mean, in Hollywood, it's okay to be a big man.
It is.
They still gonna book you in the roles.
James Avery, James Earl Jones, like William Clark Duncan, like he was huge.
You could literally
Debo, like come on,
go on and on and on
about
Cedric
how many big guys.
What's his name? That played Mall Cop.
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Keenan.
Seth Rogen, yeah,
Keenan at one point, Seth Rogen, but even Jonah Hill, but even those people now, even speaking of Jonah Hill,
A lot
they've
of them are
lost
smaller now.
a significant amount of weight because of Hollywood, because of the standards of Hollywood, and because of the double standards, like you said, of Hollywood sometimes. And I think like Jonah Hill consistently talks about why people talk about his appearance and he hates it. He's like, why can't I just be a human and lose weight and be me?
Right.
Why does that matter?
Right. Yeah, but we all over the place. But back to the divorce court thing. It's like, do you love me for me, or you like? It shouldn't matter if I gain 50 pounds, lose 50 pounds. Like, if I'm a cancer patient and I'm stick fucking thin, like, are you still gonna love me?
Obviously not.
Like, what are we getting married for if you don't love me?
Those are
me,
the episodes I used to love.
unconditionally?
Was the people that used to come in before they would get married and try to hash out their stuff before they got married. It's like, whole time you're not making it down the aisle.
Right. Like me, I'm a type of person, like, I love unconditionally. Like, once I'm in, I'm in.
Love to a fault. That's that Leo life. I understand.
I do not care if you gain 100 pounds or like.
How can we make this work? How can we make that? How can we make this work? What do I need to do?
Like, I love you for you, not because of your size.
I don't care.
It's like, of course, like initially, there was some attraction or whatever.
Your physical attraction is initial already, but that's not what's keeping me around.
But that's not what's keeping me around. Exactly. What keeps me around is your personality. Because I've definitely, dated some dudes who were fine as hell, look like they could be a model, whatever. And it's like, literally, I could give you a prime example. I went on a date with this guy. It was after 2020. It was 2021. I went on a date with this guy. And he was tall, light-skinned, super fine, whatever. So, texting, boring, but, that's not everything. Sometimes people are better in person
converse
than texting. So, I didn't hold that against him. So, I'm like, okay, let's FaceTime. We FaceTime. He's like, yo, I want to take you out, yada, yada, yada. Okay, all right, cool. We go out. Meet him at the sushi restaurant or whatever, and I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? Whatever. So we're waiting for our table. He got there before I did. He put his name down for us to get a table, whatever. So we're sitting there, we're waiting, like, we're talking. His phone rings, and he takes the phone call. He's on the phone for like 10, 15 minutes while we're waiting for the table.
I would have left.
So
you're not finna disrespect me like that.
So he's like a basketball coach or whatever.
I don't care.
No, listen, it gets worse. So we get to the table, after we waited or whatever, and we're having the most surface level conversation ever in life. He's like, so what's your favorite color? Like, these are the type of questions that he is asking me. Mind you, at the time, I was like,
how long have we been talking before we came on this date?
Never very long, maybe like a couple weeks.
Bro, a couple weeks? You should know my favorite color by now.
It's neither here nor there. So the table that we're sitting at has a TV on the wall, and it was a game going on at the time. So he asked, I changed the channel, whatever. So changes the channel. So I'm talking, he's not paying attention to nothing I'm fucking saying.
Because he's watching the game.
And I'm the type of person, like, I put my phone away, like, especially if I'm on a date. And
I want to be able to interact with you.
Especially if we're like that. Like, okay, if you're in a relationship, y'all been in a relationship for years, it's like, not that it's not anything special, but it's like y'all are used to being around
each other
it's
in
not,
that type of space. Yeah. But I don't know you, so I want to get to know you, so I want to have a conversation with you. Yeah.
The time is valuable to me. So, like, if I'm on a date with somebody, I'm not going to put my phone out at all. I might check the time or, something like that, but I'm not going to be, I don't have no kids, so what the fuck am I checking my phone for?
Mm.
If you have kids, I can understand you checking your phone, making sure your kid's good. But, like, he didn't have no kids. I didn't have no kids. I was maybe like 28 at the time. I think I was 28. He was like in his 30s. He was like 32. And, we talked about, like, family, kids, blah, blah, blah. And this man is like scrolling on Instagram in the middle of our date.
Nope. Would have left. I would have got up and left. I wouldn't have said nothing. I literally would have got up and left.
So, once the day was over, he walked me to my car. He gave me a hug or whatever. He's like, yeah, when am I see you again? I was like, oh,
Never.
I was like, oh, I don't know. And, yeah, then I never seen him again because we're not going to do
I
this.
would have left. For me, if you invite me out somewhere and then you do not give me the attention that you asked for my time. And that's something I can never, ever, 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 ever get back.
Right.
So for you to invite me somewhere and then waste my time, I'm leaving. Because you're not finna waste any more of my time, one.
I mean,
Two,
I was eating, so it wasn't a complete waste of my time.
Can I get my food to go, please?
It was all you can eat, honey. It was Sushi King.
Oh.
So, they don't bring you no box. But,
no. I would have had me at least 2 plates and would have ignored him, and then I would have got up and left. Yeah, no.
I was just like, this is the worst date I
feel so bad that
it
you
was
went on a
like
date
the
like that.
second. It was the second. I've been on the worst date at that same restaurant, but that was my second worst date at there. I was like, I can't go on dates to Sushi King no more because every time I go on a date here, it does not go well. I cannot.
I like Sushi King.
Yeah, I like Sushi King, but I'm gonna go with my friends cause I can't. It's just, and they were bad dates. Like, I'm like, are you really like scrolling on? And it's just like he didn't know how to hold a conversation, and like he was really, really like really cute. And I just feel like you're cute, and you being cute got you, I guess, what you wanted as far as when it comes to like girls and stuff. But me, you ain't got no substance. Like you don't have.
That's all you're bringing to the table is a nice face. What am I gonna do with that?
I'm just like, nope, I'm good. I'm good, love and joy. It's like you're literally bringing me nothing. And it's so funny because the week that we went on a date, his birthday was that weekend because his birthday is the same day as Khadijah's birthday.
Oh, Lord.
And Khadijah was like, girl, them Pisces, man, leave him alone, girl.
Yes, leave him alone.
I don't have good experience with Pisces, man, anyway.
Mine are Aquarian men.
That's my kryptonite.
No.
Drag me down.
Mine are Scorpio men. Scorpio men are my kryptonite.
I don't know if I've ever dated a Scorpio man.
I love them. Scorpios are what people think Leos are. They're like our mirror. They are. They're very much so like our mirror. I promise.
You know what? I did date a Scorpio man and I hated him.
Because he was your mirror. He showed you everything that you didn't like.
No, he was an ass.
That's why he showed you everything within you that you hated.
He liked to argue. It just was not a good fit. And he really liked me and I really didn't like him. And I'm just like, I don't know what you like because I'm not nice to you. I guess not being nice is, I treated him with respect, but I was not.
You were not a nice girl.
It's not that I wasn't nice. I wasn't like, you know how like when you really like somebody and you're just like, oh, touchy-feely and all that stuff.
You weren't touchy-feely with him?
No. He would like try to kiss me. I'm like, okay. Like he would try to like repeatedly kiss me and I'm just like, get the fuck out of my face. Get out of my house.
Oh. Was this like after an argument?
No. We used to argue all the time, and I'm not an argumentative person. I don't even argue with people. Like he's probably the only person that I've argued with, and for some reason, this man he thinks that I'm just like this aggressive, combative person. I'm just like, but I'm not like that at all. It's just you. You rubbed me the wrong way, and one thing about me is
I'm gonna tell you if you rub me the wrong way.
If you come for me, I'm going to send for you.
Every single time. Every single time.
So stop coming for me.
2 times on Sundays.
Stop coming for me because I'm going to defend myself. I'm not going to take your little blows, your little side. I'm not going to.
She said you better figure it out.
I'm not. Like, if you come at me sideways, I'm going to come back at you sideways. We here with it then. Cause no, it just, girl, I was like, it's not a match. Like you act like a toddler, and I don't have time. You're a grown man with a child. All right, now what?
What do we talk about now? I feel like we've talked about
Okay, we've talked
everything.
about so much. Okay, so we talked about the body positivity and how sometimes it's just not so positive. Like they just
Body positivity not being not so positive. That's funny.
it is.
Because it's true.
It's like y'all being real negative and real mean.
I
I
think
seen no. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I seen a girl and she was saying, or they were saying, well, this is she wasn't the only person that feels this way. It's like a thing in the body positive movement. Posting before and after pictures of like your progress.
so. I've never done a true before and after, but whenever I tell people that I've lost like my highest weight was 420. I'm now 257. That's kind of where I've settled now. So whenever I tell people that January 2020 I was weighing 420 pounds, people do not believe me.
I would have never guessed that you were
That
size.
heavy, yes. So whenever I tell people that, they're like, no. And what I do is, you know what I do? I go and find my pictures from my brand photo shoot I did, which I literally did that May. Um, and whenever I find them, people are like, that's not you. Like, I had one of my coworkers say, like, that is not you. And I'm like, that is me. And I had to plan that whole photo shoot. That is me. And I think it's I don't think it's fat phobic. I think it should be used as an encouragement tool. I think that we as a plus size community have to learn to be more gentle with each other when we decide to go through transition. It's been a recent girl, Gabrielle Lascano, I think that's her name. I don't know if you saw her video that she did speaking about.
Is she the one she was saying like
She
was a part of the body
she basically
positive.
said, like, I started this. I'm the reason y'all got plus size clothes. She basically said, for lack of better terms, I'm the reason y'all got plus size clothes at Boohoo and Fashion Nova. And everybody was like,
oh, no, I ain't hear that one.
but that was the end of her video. But pretty much she was talking about like how like she decided to get healthy and how granted, you know, being body positive is great, but we also need to be health positive as well. She wasn't wrong with her message.
It's the way she delivered it.
Delivery was horrible.
I wonder, is that
The delivery could have been returned and been delivered by, if it was not delivered by FedEx and delivered by UPS instead, I think the world would have been better.
Cause I don't know if that's the same video I seen, because I watched this girl on YouTube. Her name is Michelle Daniels, and she is a fitness trainer, and she claims that she used to be bigger, but I don't know. I never.
I don't believe people like that if you can't show me a video. Like, if you've been fit for over 10 years and you can't show me a video or something, like, I need to see some home video.
See, but the thing is, it's like being bigger, like, well, like being bigger my size, or
being bigger, like, you were truly like 100 pounds over.
I don't think she was ever, like, that big. I think she was big in not the sense of what we would consider to be plus size. But anywho, so she makes fitness videos, whatever. She talks a lot against the body positive movement. The way she does it, I mean, to me, she does it she's not harsh when she does her commentary, but she was just saying, like, you know, there are people in the body positive movement that have passed away. And
agreed.
She was like, you know, this is, you know, there's a lot of things being disregarded in the body positive movement.
I can agree to that, because one of the things I think that people misconstrue with the body positive movement is that they think body positive doesn't mean health positive. And for me and my personal body positivity, I have to be healthy as well, because I don't have what's the purpose of having a body if it's unhealthy?
Right.
So I feel like a lot of the plus size girls that are in this space of recompositioning their bodies, I don't like to say lose weight, they're recompositioning their bodies, because a lot of them are still plus size. They're just reshaping themselves. they are learning that health, just because I'm choosing to be healthy and choosing to work my body out and use my body, doesn't mean that I'm not proud of the body that I have.
Right.
I feel like we often confuse that just because I want to reshape or let me say this, be clear, just because I want to recomposition my body in a way, in a healthy manner, that means not going under the knife for surgery and having plastic surgery. That's not the same to me. That'll never be the same to me. That's, to me, plastic surgery is a combination of, do you want to be vain or is it for health? Like, I know people who've had rhinoplasties because they can't breathe, not because they want a skinnier nose.
Right.
So it's I think the body positive movement is missing that main pillar of, just because we're body positive doesn't mean we're not health positive.
Right.
Because there's plenty of girls I see out here that are body positive because they love their body. They take care of their body. They
Right.
do the smoothies. They eat well. They do the protein shakes. They do all of that because they care about their body. To me, that's body positivity, because you care about your health.
Right.
And being healthy, to me, is the number one thing in order to be positive about your body. Now, if healthy includes losing weight, then so be it, my God. But I will never get to a point where I'm like, the only thing about body positivity is being 100% fit and having 180 over 120 over 80 blood pressure all the time, every time. Like, that type of perfection to strive for, it sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think to me, I think when the movement first started out, it started out as, well, first of all, it started out as being disabled and,
Yeah.
still loving your body, even though, you're,
You
you're
had
missing a limb or whatever.
Yeah.
Then kind of got switched over to, loving yourself at plus size. And you should love yourself at any size. Even if you are overweight, even if you are 400, 500 pounds, you should still love yourself regardless.
Agreed.
It doesn't matter, what size you are. You should still love yourself.
That's the one thing I can say about me, is I love myself at 420 pounds and I love myself at 257 pounds. I love myself in both stages. I love myself more back then because I knew when I could walk in the store, what I could buy, what I couldn't buy. Now I'm like, oh crap, I don't even know what size I wear sometimes. I'll be like, dang, I hate this new body right now because I don't know. That's something that I have been struggling with. Let's talk about the struggles of losing weight.
Right.
Coming from a plus size where I was wearing a 3 and 4X consistently. I didn't have to think about it. That's what I'm going in the store to buy. I can look at it and say, that might be a little short or that might be a little big, and determine from there. Now I actually have to go in the store and try stuff on because I don't know what fits me. And as I love saying new body because it always makes me think about Nicki Minaj. Just like, you're not messing with her, you messing with the new body. And it's like, you really have to think about when you lose weight, you're in a new body. Your body is changing to like who you are now. And that's something that I have been adjusting to. My sister got down on me when she came up for Christmas. She fussed at me because I had jeans on and my jeans were like super big. And she was like, try these on. She gave me a pair of her jeans. She was like, yeah, you were 18. And I'm like, what? No, I don't. No. She was like, no. You can wear the same size jeans. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. So I think it's dealing with the new.
Why you know?
Because this is a fresh out of college graduate, and I'm grown, pay real life, not to say that she don't, but I pay real life bills. And I'm like, we out here wearing the same. Am I stressed? Am I going through something? What's going on?
Girl. I mean, don't they make it just easier to find clothes? Or more options?
To a degree, yes. And I always say, I always joked one day and said I was going to start doing like common store plus size hauls to teach the girls how to dress on a budget.
You should.
Because let me tell you something. I'm a Walmart girly.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Walmart
Walmart.
has good
What?
clothes.
I almost wore a Walmart dress today. This is a boo. This is a Reb Dolls. My bad. This is a Reb Dolls. So I actually did wear a plus size brand today. But what? I will Walmart it out so fast. Like Walmart to me has the best leggings. Like they have the best leggings by Russell. But like a lot of like t-shirts and stuff and sweatpants. I'm a customizer. If I can't find it in the stores, I make it myself because I have my own business, H4 Creative Firm. Follow that. But if I don't see it in the stores, I'll make it myself. I'm quick to make a jumpsuit, quick to make a sweatsuit because if I don't see it in the store, why can't I make it? And I think that that's one of the beautiful things about Walmart is a lot of the stuff they have. Like their plus size section's gotten so good. Tara and Sky is like, I'm not gonna lie, I like Tara and Sky, but I do like, what is it, Ava and Liv at Target. That's their plus size brand. They're okay. Target sizing though, their sizing is on point. Like their sizing actually to me is cut too big. But one thing that I want the retailers to be aware of is when they cut the size, stop cutting wide, cut long too.
Yeah.
They cut wide all the time and my shirt be short after 5 washes. I'd like my shirt to last.
So it's the material.
Material, yes, but a lot of the times, like you can even look at the cut, like you'll hold the shirt up and be like, why is this shirt so wide? Like even down to plus size retailers that used to exist, somebody like a Catherine's. Catherine's cuts wide. They don't cut long. They don't cut tall. Lane Bryant cuts tall and wide. Torrid cuts tall. Like you can, certain brands cut a certain way. So Torrid cuts tall, Catherine's cut wide, Lane Bryant cut tall and wide.
Okay, so let's talk about where the girls need to be shopping at.
Ooh, girl, don't ask me. No, I'm playing.
So you mentioned Walmart, you mentioned Lane Bryant.
Yes,
and the
Walmart
jeans.
men's section and their Tara and Skyline is really, really nice. Target has Ava and Liv. I like their stuff. They have I love their dresses. Their spring dresses. I had a black, a green, a floral one. I had like 6 dresses from Target one year. Like they were like my dress headquarters. Forget a Ross. Target. Ross actually isn't bad for jeans. I take that back. Ross and Marshalls are really good for jeans. Online, if you want good dress wear, like dressy dress, professional wear, ASOS Plus.
ASOS has good clothes. Period.
ASOS has good clothes, period. If you want a nice dressy dress, like you're going somewhere for an event, Eloquii.
Okay.
They're expensive, but they're worth it, and your dress will last you. I love Boohoo. I love. I really was a Boohoo girl, heavy.
I used to be a Boohoo girl heavy too. I used to get all
Everything
my
from
clothes,
Boohoo.
like when we first were working
Boohoo
at
and
TT.
Shein, that's all I shopped at was when we were working there. So a lot of my clothes came from there, but honestly, I love the fashion brands because I'm a mix and match girl. I like to just be able to throw on and go. So fast fashion is Boohoo. I'm not really a Fashion Nova girl. I had a bad experience with Fashion Nova once, and I said I'm never shopping there again. PLT, Pretty Little Thing. Their plus size stuff is cut to size. They're cut to size. They're cut correctly, and they are as big as 30-32. Watch your material.
That's something people
Their
need to be aware
polyester does not
of.
stretch. It is polyester. That does not stretch at all. Like I bought a polyester dress from PLT thinking, it got a little stretch in it because it's PLT plus size.
Right.
That dress was not forgiving.
That's one thing when you are shopping, period, no matter
Please
what size
pay
you
attention
are,
to your materials.
read the description. Read the description.
If you want something
read
with
the
stretch, it
description.
needs to have at least 10% spandex. At least.
Right.
If you want a good stretch. If you want something that's going to stretch and hug, 5% or less. That's normally what I go.
Please read the description. Know what your clothes are made out of.
Because that's half the problem with y'all. Y'all be wondering why something don't stretch. It ain't got no spandex and it's polyester.
Okay, another thing. So me, I'm a thigh-high boot girl. We all know this.
I have been dying to own my own pair of thigh-high boots. Like, I was out this past weekend. I went to Aces with my homegirl this weekend. And I saw all the girls had on thigh-high boots, and I was like, I guess I need to invest in me a pair. I mean, it's a little late in the season.
No, this is the perfect time to get them.
Really?
Because then they're going to be on sale.
You know what? You're absolutely correct.
This is the perfect time to get them. So you not a thigh-high girl? Because I was going to say, do you buy?
I'm a booty girl. Like, I even got on booties today. I'm a booty girl.
Okay, so where do you get your boots? Because,
I got these from Walmart. I got these ones from Walmart.
Okay.
But if I have to go wide calf, I'm going to Lane Bryant because they're one of the few retailers that sells wide calf. Now, if you can't find what you want in wide calf, I know this is gonna sound real crazy, but check out Romans or Woman Within online. That was like our grandma's plus size, and they're catalog only. Roman is catalog only.
Oh, wow.
Woman
They
Within
old
is catalog.
school.
Elos, like the blazer catalog, that's Elos. I got that, and you can see it's way too big. But that's a catalog only. Romans, Woman Within, Elos, king size. All of them are owned by the same people.
Okay.
Same warehouse, same manufacturers. I forgot who else is under them, but it's like 5 lines. Oh, Catherine's, because Catherine's, Romans, Woman Within, Elos, and king size.
Okay.
And all of them are like all on one website. You order everything from there.
And they're the ones that are catalog.
Yes, and you can bounce in between the websites and add it all to one cart and stuff like that. I love it. Because if I found something on Woman Within and then now granted, some of the stuff looks really old looking. I don't go on there to look for like statement pieces. I go on there to look for mix and matches, primary pieces. I need like blazers. One thing I love to go in there for, though, their elastic waist pants are fire. I know a lot of the girlies are like, ew, elastic waist. Why would you do that? And I'm like,
why not?
Sometimes with the fit, you need an elastic waist. Like, it just does it. Like, you don't need a button and a zipper all the time. You need I love a good elastic waist, too.
These got a
elastic waist, too.
Yeah.
Listen. I love a good elastic waist. And to me, and also their windbreaker sweatsuits are fire, too.
Love a
windbreaker wetsuit.
Yes, I love a windbreaker.
That's the one era of the 80s I want to come back because I stole all of my grandmother's when she decided to clean out her closet.
Yes,
I used to have all the crazy jacket.
Yeah.
I cannot find that crazy jacket now. Don't tell anybody. I just told everybody. I can't find it. I need to find it. But she had all of the sweatsuits, and I just took all the jackets because I was like, I ain't gonna wear these pants. I regret not taking the pants because I'm like, yo, these I want that era of the 80s to come back so bad fashion wise. Like, give me windbreakers all spring, please and thank you. Like, windbreaker sweatsuit me every day of my life.
I'll say nowadays you can kind of wear whatever you want. Your style can just be your style. It just is what it is. It's like I seen a girl and she did a get ready with me on TikTok, and she was going for a grandma style. So she wore a grandma style dress. And then she wore like a cardigan or whatever, with her glasses and whatever. And it was, it was cute. It wasn't anything that I would wear because that's just not my style. But, you can just kind of wear whatever you want these days. If you want to wear a windbreaker, go ahead and break that thing out. But yes.
I like watching some of the Get Ready With Me. You know who I really love on TikTok? You're probably going to be like, I figured you loved her. Samira Cambrielle. She just released a song called Supermodel, and she was on J Hud's show last week. But she got famous for doing her Get Readies With Me.
Is she the dark-skinned girl?
No, she's like kind of like light-skinned, but she's plus size. And she can sing. She went to Harvard, can sing her butt off.
So here's the thing about TikTok. The TikTok algorithm don't know me, and I don't know why she don't know me. But she does not know me. If I want to see fashion content, I have to get on Instagram. TikTok does not show me fashion content. And I follow...
What?
And then, of course, the people I follow, it never shows me the people I follow. So
mine shows me... Okay, so my algorithm is big dudes, which I think is kind of funny. Plus size girls. Teacher talk, which I think is funny because... My mom is a former teacher, and I used to work in the school system, but I'm not in the school system anymore. And then typically it's like content talk, like people just creating random pieces of content, like, and that's kind of what I want to get more into, because I'm not really TikTok famous, but I want to get more into like just throwing my content out there on TikTok and people just eating it up. But the new repost feature is kind of interesting because
TikTok is
that
the vein of my existence, but
that damn clock app, as the people say.
That clock app, child. That's another story for another day. But I know you got somewhere to be, so I ain't gonna hold you up. But I do want to thank you for coming on.
Always. Whenever you want me back, I'll be here.
We definitely gonna have to do a part 2.
Yes.
This was fun.
This was a lot of fun.
You should definitely start your own podcast if you have the time and the energy to.
Maybe I will one day. Maybe I'll give the people something they've been asking for. I don't know.
You should.
I've been asked. People have asked me, have I ever thought about starting my own podcast? And I was like, I could, but I don't know, because I might get some unpopular opinions people not going to be okay with.
That's a part of the game, unfortunately. It's just,
it is what it is.
Honestly, when it comes to all this stuff, your day is going to come when the people are against you, okay? It's just a matter of time,
She said you'll be the main character one day. Just wait.
It just come with it, It's fine. It is what it is. But yes, thank you so much for coming on for More Than Couture. Tell them where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm not on Pinterest. But you can follow me at _all eyes. That's EYEZ, not EYES. On ZEE. And yeah, that's dope. Oh, also catch me in the Richmond Free Press next week. Ah!
Okay. Period. Making moves. And you guys, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. You can watch the video version on
Period.
What is it? Spotify as well.
Let me do your subscribe. Make sure you click the button at the bottom. Make sure you subscribe.
Period.
I've always wanted to do that.
Video version, YouTube, Spotify. You can listen to the audio version on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts.
Period. We love Apple Podcasts.
Yes. So make sure y'all follow, leave a review, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next week.
It's giving couture. I felt like you needed to end that song.